Hello, I'm Ali. How are you? And your name is? Nice to meet you. Well, I'd like to welcome you to your first ever intense sleep therapy session. So we work a little differently around here compared to your average sleep therapy clinics. So what we do here, we kind of investigate ways you can improve your lifestyle to promote sleep. Yes, we don't believe in just patching up things and helping you get a quick fix. We like to look in depth to what may be the issue in why you're not sleeping very well. So, I see you've got your headphones on. So what we do here is, so you get a real personal sound without me physically whispering in your ear. I have a microphone here that's hooked up to your headphones, and that allows me to get really close to you like this without actually being too close to you, so you can relax at the same time. So our session involves 3 stages. Our first stage is to do a quick questionnaire, which I can read out to you and fill it in for you if you like. You would like that? Okay, I can do that easily for you, that's fine. I then look at your answers and tell you, judging on your answers, what we can do to help you with your sleep. And then lastly, if we have the time in the session, I'm just going to give you a nice relaxing face massage, okay? If that's okay with you. And I can also give you a little brain tingling massage here as well. It's quite a unique experience that you get at this place here. Yes, it is kind of like ASMR. You know of it. Yes. Well, that's a good sign, because a lot of my clients don't actually know what ASMR is, and that's one of the things we do suggest that you try out to be able to sleep. So you're on to a good start. It is slightly rainy outside. I hope that doesn't disturb you too much. Okay, well, firstly, I like to make a nice calming cup of tea for my clients, just to get you chilled. So I have a tea here, which you can hear, and this is Dharma tea leaf. This is a supplier from the USA. I actually picked that up personally myself in the USA. They don't deliver in the UK, sadly, but they may do one day. And if you have a friend or a family member that lives in the USA, maybe you could get in touch with them and get them to order you some and have your very own calming cup of tea. Unfortunately, this one's mine, and I use this a lot on my clients because it really does help them to sleep. If I ever go back to the USA as well, I could pick up extra, because now I know my clients love it so much. I wouldn't struggle to supply it to them. So this promotes stress relief, elevates your mood. It's an adaptogenic, calms the nervous system, and all of these ingredients in here also promotes for a good sleep. So we have lemon balm in there, you see. We have some chamomile, blue vervain, and tulsi, I think I said that right, which is a basil. I can never say this word properly. You know what I've just the word I've just said 2 seconds ago. I have to practice that word in my head to say it. But you know what I mean, okay? Adaptogenic. So let me brew you up some tea. So we will put 1 tablespoon in for you. I think you can do 1 to 2 tablespoons, but not tablespoons, teaspoons. Silly me. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of the tea into my teapot and let it brew for 3 to 7 minutes. So while I let it brew, we can always start our questionnaire. Okay? So let me just pop that in the teapot. I have just boiled some water, so I'm all ready to go. And I'll show you what it looks like in there as well. And it smells so delicious. So as you can see, it's all in there like that. You can see all the organic ingredients. Every single ingredient in this tea is organic as well, which is another reason why you should really try and get yourself some Dharma tea. I will hand you a business card at the end of it. If you have any chance of grabbing yourself some, please do. I promise it's worth it. Okay. I got my little teapot here, which I'm going to pop some tea leaves into there, like that. Okay. Alright. And I also have my teaspoon measurer. So let's see, shall we? I'll just pop that there. And I'm just going to get myself a nice bit of tea. Make sure it includes everything in there. Okay, that should do it. I'm just going to pop that into my let me pop the lid back on as well. Keep it nice and fresh. And seal it back up as well, just for extra freshness. Okay, so here is my hot water that I brewed earlier, and I'm just going to pop that in there. And I'm just going to let that brew for 3 minutes, I think. Pop the lid on there. Okay, so while we are letting that brew, let's start our question, shall we? So what time are we on now? 45, 46, 47, 48. So 48 minutes past. We will serve the tea, okay? Alright, so in the meantime, let's get on with our questions. So, question 1. Do you you have a routine in waking up and going to sleep? Do you get up every morning at the same time and go to bed roughly around the same time? You don't. And is that for both morning and night? Okay, so roughly what time do you averagely wake up in the morning? Okay, 11 a.m.-ish. Is that in and around the same every day, or sometimes later, sometimes earlier? Sometimes later, okay. And roughly what time do you settle for bed? Okay. About 1 a.m. 1 a.m. Okay, alright. So I'm not going to go through any of the results of this until the end, okay? I'm just going to ask you the questions. Alright, and just answer as honest as you can, and don't think there's a right or wrong answer. Everything you give me today is perfect, okay? And the more perfect it is, the more we'll get a clear answer to how to resolve your sleep issues, okay? Alright, so question 2. Do you get enough exposure to natural daylight throughout the day? Are you indoors a lot, or you're in a dark room? Okay. And are you lit up with artificial light? Okay. And is that a dull light or a bright white light, or like an orangey tone? Okay, right, orange. Alright. And do you have caffeine, including tea? Because tea has just as much caffeine in as coffee. Within 6 hours of going to bed, you have at least 6 a day. Okay, 6 a day, okay. And would you have that before 6 hours or after 6 hours before going to bed? You have it right up to before you go to bed, okay. So right before bed, okay. Well, I won't like too much out at the minute, but I can definitely see where we can improve so far. Alright. And this isn't like a thing that you have to do. This is just complete and utter advice. You have no obligation to do any of this that I say. But believe me, after a week of trying this system out, I think you'll thank us. Alright, so do you nap through the day? You do. And how long do your naps often last? Okay. Alright, 2 hours. 2 hours. Alright. Let me see the time. Okay, we can serve your tea. Okay. Save a bit of that at the bottom. Here you go. Enjoy. It's good, right? It smells just as good as it tastes. It's amazing. I guarantee to you that you'll be very, very, very sleepy very soon. I promise. I really do. Just sip that tea. Enjoy. Okay, let's get back to the question, shall we? Alright, so question number 5. Do you have any melatonin supplements? Okay. You have actually tried some. Alright. Well, I tell you what, maybe I could get in touch with my friends and ask them if they could try their hardest to send some tea to you, because I actually think that this tea is better than any supplement, and I really do think it'll do the world of good for you. But you have to have a routine first. Okay, we're going to talk about that soon. So you've tried supplements, but let's see if we can sort some tea out for you. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. So, this might seem like an irrelevant question, but what colour is your bedroom? Like the walls? Well, a nice bright yellow. Okay, interesting. Okay, bright yellow. Okay, it's definitely adding up while you're not sleeping. Honestly, it is not uncommon for people to not know these solutions. I promise you're not the only one. But when you find out the answers to these, I will say that you'll be very surprised, and you'll be hopefully going out and trying these soon for yourself and seeing the results. We have about a 90% success rate. There's a very odd occasion where some people have actual sleep disorders, which they can then go and check out themselves, but 90% of people's issues are to do with their lifestyle and their environment. Yes, believe it or not, it's crazy. Alright, so question number 7. Did you use your bedroom just for sleep, or do you hang out in there? Do you watch videos, and do you play games in there? You're basically in your room all the time. Alright. Okay. So you do pretty much everything in there, okay. Okay, everything. So I'm not typing down your answers as such, I'm doing a resolvement answer for your answers, if that makes sense. Alright, so when you go to bed, do you have any concerns on your mind? Do you have any to-dos? Any sort of like to-do lists on your mind? Okay. Right. Like I said, these are very, very common. This is why we ask these questions, because a lot of people have the same reasons for not sleeping. So, okay. Alright. So, do you have a routine where you take a bath or a shower before bed? Alright. You do sometimes, but how long before you go to bed do you take your shower or bath? A couple of hours. Okay. Alright. And lastly, do you get much exercise throughout the day? Not really. Okay. Alright. Okay. Actually, I have one more question that I didn't put down on my sheet for some reason. I forgot to list it. Do you use devices in bed, like your iPhone or any sort of tablet or device like that? You do. And are you aware that there's a filter on your screen that you can turn on, so that it changes the appearance of your light on your phone? Okay, so let's answer that question first before we get through to the other questions. So basically, our phones, I tell you what, let me do it on my own laptop right now, because I haven't got it on, and that would make me a little bit of a hypocrite, to say the least, if I don't have it on my own, right? So, if you have an iPhone or an iPad or anything like that, so what you go on to is display settings, and there's a little button that says night shift. If you press that on, that will turn off the blue light in your phone and it will filter it to an orangey colour. So lighting is very important when it comes to sleep. So this is why I always do my clinics with this tone of light, because an orangey reddy light is always very soothing to go to sleep to. So this is hence why we're in this colour right now. But also what you're looking at will have these lights in too, so your phones and the telly. I find it helps if we turn our brightness down on our TV at night if we're watching TV before bed. Generally trying to watch something that's a bit more soothing as well, not action packed, can help too. But yes, lighting is very, very, very important. Even, I mean, I have my night shift on my phone all the time. I don't actually turn it off. As soon as it turns itself off, I turn it back on again. I find it's easier on my eyes too, but it has been proven that it can help you sleep at night, because a lot of people have downtime at bedtime, looking at their phones, watching ASMR videos like yourself has done. But we have blue lights on, which stimulates a hormone in our body, which makes it think that it's daytime, and it obviously activates your brain and makes you feel awake. So number one, please, at least for a week, and see how you get on. It takes a little while to adjust, but once you adjust, you realise how harsh your blue light is on your phone. Try and use the night shift mode on your phone, please. I promise you, your mind will thank you for it. Yes. Okay, so that is question 11 dealt with. Alright, so number 1. I think it is really important for you to start having a routine with your sleep. So set your alarm every day for 8 o'clock in the morning. I know this sounds really like, oh, but even if you've got nothing to do that day, or it seems like you just don't want to get out of bed, get out of bed. Wake up at 8, alright, and try and go to bed in and around the same time at night. But we'll get to the point where we can wind you down to go to bed at a reasonable time. So definitely try not to go to sleep at 1 a.m. in the morning, or even go to bed at 1 a.m. in the morning. If you could try to wind down, so this is a key, wind down around 8, 9 o'clock. Just wind down. So wind down means take a shower. So taking a shower about 90 minutes before you go to bed actually helps you sleep a lot better. The warmth of the shower or the bath will really make you feel drowsy, and if you grab that opportunity to feel that when you're ready to go to bed, it will help. So that's the shower part. So 90 minutes at least before you go to bed, okay? Don't go too early, because by the time you get around to going to bed, the effects have wore off and you're just having a shower and that's it. But a bedtime shower is definitely beneficial. Alright, so as well, so to wind down, you can put on a relaxing movie or watch ASMR on your phone, but literally turn lighting down, dull it right down, so you have no bright lights on at all. So that includes the TV. If you can cope with it, turn your brightness down on your TV. I swear it will make you tired. It will really make you sleepier. So try them sort of things to wind down for bed. Okay. So what else have we got? The exposure to daylight through the day is quite key as well, because our bodies need, like I say, certain hormones to stimulate daytime. And if we're not getting that in the day, we feel drowsy and sluggish, and your body doesn't have the time to wake up, so it kind of doesn't know when to go to bed and when not to go to bed, which leads me to the next one, which is naps. It will promote you to probably have naps through the day, and napping, a 15-minute nap, sweet, perfect. A power nap, basically. It's no harm in a power nap. You can have a quick 15 minutes and be buzzing. But if you're having a 2-hour nap, that is really going to disturb your sleep. So try to resist naps. If you're feeling tired, go outside, breathe in some fresh air, or at least try and expose yourself to some sort of daylight. Even if you invest in some sort of simulation of daylight, that would be great. So that's that. Another one is to keep active. So the exercise side is why I ask this. To be active will make you sleepier at night. So if you can go for a walk through the day, at least even one a day, try and do that. Maybe get up early, have some breakfast, head out for the morning, maybe have a few walks throughout the day if you can, and come back, wind down, have your dinner, chill out. Routine is key for sleeping. Alright, so what else have we got? So we've done question 1, which is the routine, the bright lights. Okay, caffeine. So if possible, and I know this isn't easy, and plus you don't have to do this straight away, it's a long process to cut caffeine out, but if you can get to the point where you're having one caffeinated drink, whether it's tea or coffee, that would be amazing. But don't do that straight away, because you have 6 at the minute, so that's not going to do you any good. At least try and have your coffee earlier in the day and not late at night. So it's said to have a massive effect if you have coffee at least 6 hours before bedtime. It's still in your system and it will keep you awake. So try to have coffee up until around 7-8 hours before you're going to bed. So if you can squeeze one in the morning, squeeze one in around 1 o'clock, and maybe another one at 3. But after that, try not to have any more. But I realise this is a long process. You need to wean yourself down. Even try and have decaf coffee just to help. Okay. Is all this going in? I know it's a lot of information, and I realise it probably sounds like a drag, but having to do this for a week will not feel like a drag once you feel the results, I promise. And you're willing to try this. That's good to hear. Okay, so the rain is getting very heavy right now. Really, really sorry if this is distracting, but let's try and carry on. Okay, so we have the supplements. I'm going to try and sort you out with some tea for definite. I would rather you have the tea than supplements any day. It's so much cleaner and organic, completely organic. I love it. So let's try and sort you out with that one. Okay, let me see what else. Alright, your bedroom. Bright yellow. Okay, so it's proven that having colours around you can stimulate your mind or put you to sleep. So a soothing blue or calming grey or any sort of toned down colour will help you sleep. Having bright colours like bright yellow, it's going to stimulate you. It doesn't shut down colour like light. So in the night time, you probably realise how bright your room is when the street lights are on at night, and you're literally in a bright room. So it's going to make you feel like you've got lights on in your room, basically. So if possible, I know it's a big ask, but if possible, try and recreate your bedroom. Try and tone it down in colour. A nice blue would be lovely, and I think it will soothe you a lot. You were looking to decorate anyway. Well, that is good news. Alright, so we've done the exercise and the showers. We've done the bedroom colour. Okay, your room, yeah. So using your bedroom to hang out in is not the greatest thing ever. We should associate our rooms with sleeping, and if we're constantly active in our room, that energy is going to stay in that room, and it's going to make us feel like we haven't got a place to just wind down and turn off. So all the energy that you're creating in that room throughout the day is going to stay there. So this is why, if you can, I know this isn't always possible because obviously circumstances are not the same in every household, but if you have a room that you could go to be creative and play games and all that sort of stuff, and do that, and then I mean literally when you're ready to sleep, when you're ready to wind down, go into the bedroom and wind down. And that in itself will make a massive difference too. But obviously I realise and I appreciate that that's not always possible. So as I say, if you can do that, do that. But if not, then that is fair enough. You can't always control your environment like that. Alright, so lastly, the concerns and the to-dos. So, if you're ever going to bed with concerns or to-dos, before you go to bed, before you even get in your bedroom, get a notepad and a pen and write them down. Like every single to-do, every single concern that you have just before you go to bed, write them down and then let them go. They'll be in that notepad in the morning for you to pick up again if you want to, and you will no longer have to think about them in the night. You can drop it. Our worst thing in the world for doing is thinking, and thinking promotes us to stay awake. So if we can avoid this, then we can have a better sleep. So a lot of us do not realise that we can just simply take a pen and paper, write down our to-dos, write down our concerns and leave them. We can literally leave them alone for the night, and they'll be waiting on the table in the morning for you to remember again. But if we don't write them down, we think we have to think about them until they go away. And likeliness, they're not going to go away overnight. So write them down. Tick them off when you do them, as and when you do them, because there's no race in doing a to-do list. Do it as and when it suits you. Okay? Alright. So I think that is our questions and solutions answered. How was your tea? Was it very good? Was it tasty? I know it smells like heaven. Yes. And do you feel sleepy? You do. Good. Oh, I know the rain can be quite relaxing, but sometimes it gets a little heavy and distracting. So, I know I said I would do a little head massage and stroke your face to relax you a little bit more before you go home and go to sleep. We'll see how long the rain gives us before it gets too heavy and too distracting. So let's see. Okay, let me shut down my laptop and finish that session off for you. Okay, why is my laptop gone funny? It's gone random. Okay, that's that. So I will put this aside and I'm going to give you a nice brain massage. If you like the sound of rain, this is going to be heaven for you.